Thank you so much for tuning in to Powerful and Complete with Tay. I'm coming to you with a small little word. I know a lot of us as 20-year-olds or 26-year-olds or whatever are trying to figure out like why we don't have no friends, like where our friends go, like we ain't got nobody to talk to. Might be even before the pandemic that we hadn't had any friends. I had a couple friends, but honestly, like when I did not have friends and when I was not prepared, I was constantly trying to figure out like where my friends at. Is this person like really my friend or stuff like that? Are they just an acquaintance? Stuff like that. So I done took a couple notes and I done broke it down for everybody. So number one, we have acquaintances. Now, of course, that's just somebody that you slightly know. That might be like a co-worker or someone that you just don't see as often, or it's somebody that you just met. So then you got your friend, that's somebody who you desire to spend time with. And then you got family, that's your covenant, your bloods, people who you can't really get rid of. Now, your family can be your friends. So like my aunt, that's my friend. My sister, that's my friend. Now, there is actually a process to getting friends. Like your view on what a friend actually is probably a big determining factor of why you don't have friends or why you do have friends. So my definition of a friend is, sorry, the lighting keeps changing, but my definition of a friend is someone who I am not related to, that will love me through thick and through thin. Now, that is a very high standard for what a friend is. Also, someone who is not always on some BS, like with their behavior and like letting it translate over to me. So for example, if I have someone that I was to call my friend and they invite me out somewhere, but then like they keep on saying like, nah, we gonna move it to this weekend, or we gonna switch our plans. Like if they keep on doing that, that's BS and you're no longer my friend. That's how I feel about it. Because to be honest, like friends to me are set at like a very high standard. Like if you're gonna say you do something, do it. And that's what type of person I am. So I expect that in return. So I have basically come to realize that a lot of the people that I was calling friends were just acquaintances. So there's a process. So like when you first meet somebody and you think they cool, you really check out their morals like over time though. But when you really think about it, like having a friend, usually you will go throughout time and figure out through circumstances whether this is someone that you want to associate with. Like most of the time when you're hanging out with this person, you're already calling them your friend when they're really not. Like that's your associate. That's your associate, or that is your acquaintance. Like once you figure out where their morals lie, like is she finna date my man if I turn my back? Is she finna talk about me behind my back? Is she gonna correct me when I'm wrong? Is she just gonna let me walk out the house with something crazy, my fat rolling off? Is she gonna do that? So at the point of this person being your acquaintance, you should literally be taking nothing personal with this person. Like this is literally gathering information. Before you start calling them your friend, you best to gather that information. All that information, everything that's important to you, take note of that. All that time, that's your acquaintance. That is not your friend. So then if the person does meet your morals and your standards of a friend, then they can move on to the friend stage. Now, when you become a friend, that is accessing benefits right there. There is benefits to being my friend. There is benefits to being someone's friend. It's information, the knowledge that they have. If it's something that you need, they may give it to you. It just depends on what type of friend that is. But if you're my friend, like I'm gonna give it if I have it. Also, time is something that is beneficial when you are someone's friend. I'm not going to give you my time if I don't believe you are my friend. It's a privilege to be able to access my time because my time is important. I have a lot of things to do, ma'am and sir. So you got to think of yourself as being exclusive so that you are not divulging all of your energy and your kindness and your niceness to people who you don't even know if they got standards or morals or not. Or, you know, you can do for an acquaintance, but there's also boundaries. And there's boundaries throughout the relationship of an acquaintance, of friends, and of family, but they are different boundaries for different people. And in my instance, my boundaries for acquaintances are: you don't get access to all my time. You don't have right and privilege to all of my knowledge. I may give you some things, but I'm not going to give you everything that I would give my friend. And I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm not saying that I have better morals than anybody. It's just that some people don't have the same morals, and therefore, you know, we can't vibe the way we need to vibe in order for me to be comfortable to even divulge this stuff to you. So friends, acquaintances also, like, they gotta work their way up to, you know, your phone number, the access to your house, like. And this is stuff that I'm just now learning. Like, you got to have boundaries with people. You cannot just or treat everybody as your friend. I don't necessarily think everybody's my friend, but I treat everybody with the same niceness, when niceness and kindness is two different things. So, you know, you got to be careful with what you divulge and what you set as a standard and a privilege for people. Now, family and my way of thinking is, like I said, someone who you have covenant with, like blood, that's your blood family, and it's somebody that you can't get rid of. So your baby daddy, in my opinion, that's your family. You can never get rid of them. That's blood that you done shed, produced a child. It is a parent's duty, whether you are with that other parent or not, to divulge important life-changing information to that other parent. If it's life-changing, something that the child is going through and they need that information, it needs to be given. If not, that's not okay. That's your family, so you need to make sure you're in contact with them. Don't be that selfish. Now, in reference to friends becoming family, I feel like that happens only when you have a situation with this particular person and there's like a hardship and y'all end up on top. There are different friendships that you may have that may have not superseded that situation. It may be a situation where, you know, you just completely disagree, and maybe you feel like you weren't treated right in that aspect and that person wasn't able to see your point of view, so therefore you feel like you can't be their friend anymore. That was your friend, yes, but the time has passed where, you know, you learn your lesson from them and they can move on from your life. It's not like things have to be necessarily ended on bad terms. If this is your friend, you're going to want to explain your point of view, and you're going to want to see what her point of view is or his point of view. If it's your friend, don't just be like, oh, she should know. No, she shouldn't know. She can't read your mind. That may be your friend, but they don't dwell in you. They don't know every thought and crevice of your mind. You know what I'm saying? So definitely communicate with that person. Acquaintance, I feel like that's different. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have open communication, but now how to move from friends to family. I really feel like if you prevail over that situation, that is showing complete and utter love, especially when you feel like you was disrespected by this person, you feel like you was treated wrong or something to that matter. When y'all can get over that situation and move in love, that is God. That is your family. That is a covenant right there. The first lessons of deep growth starts with your family. It comes from generational curses. It comes from things that you've learned when you were younger, just to Could be like how you learn to be a lady, how you learn to sit. Like, those are deep lessons that are rooted within you. Like, you are going to pass that on to your children. When you are able to prevail from these certain situations with your friends, they move along to become your family. That's a God-given relationship. I mean, they're all God-given when you really think about it, but at the same time, like, that one just goes a little bit more deep than other friendships, and that's okay. So like I was saying, with acquaintances, like, nothing that they do you should really take personal. But when it's your friend, it's personal, because they know you on a personal level. Not necessarily everything, because a lot of things are not necessarily about you. It may be about them, and it's a lesson that they have to learn. And then when it comes to family and you having like situations, like deep situations, like stuff that you wouldn't tell nobody, because that's just what's in your family. Those are your generational traumas. Like, those things you should definitely try to sit down, write them down, and learn from them. Also too, it is definitely okay to have boundaries with your family and with your friends. Boundaries across the board. Make sure your boundaries are firm. Sometimes they have to be more firm with your family than it is with your acquaintances or your friends. And another thing that I learned too is that getting to the friend position with a certain person, it really requires an interview. Like, it requires time. That's really how you get to being someone's friend. It requires time, but all throughout that time that you're trying to figure out if you want them to be your friend, that is an interview. It's like a 6-month long interview of, how do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, and also getting to know them, like, oh, your favorite color is such and such, you know, little simple stuff like that. So yes, that is my take on friends. All of that's how you treat your friend, period. And I did get a couple of new subscribers for my birthday. Thank you so much for subscribing. March 29th was my birthday. I really did have a great time. The next video next week is going to be about how I spent my birthday. Some of it I didn't document, but be on the lookout for that. Thank you for tuning in. God bless.